Hey, what's going on guys? I'm Nick Gray, the High Tech Traveler, and today I'm giving you a first look at the HTC U12 Plus. After months of speculation, rumors, and leaks, HTC has officially pulled back the curtain to unveil its new flagship device. While the name might imply that there's a smaller U12, that is definitely not the case. The U12 Plus is HTC's only flagship device for the first half of 2018. They decided to go with the larger device since that's what consumers seem to be craving these days. And if you're thinking that this phone looks a little bit familiar, that is because it's the same size and shape as the HTC U11 Plus, which made its debut last fall. It sports a 6-inch display up front with a 2:1 aspect ratio, a metal frame, and the same liquid surface glass finish on the back, and the rear-mounted fingerprint sensor. But where the U12 Plus differs from last year's U11 Plus on the design side is the power and volume keys. HTC has thrown out the notion that a phone actually needs buttons and is instead using the pressure sensing technology that it uses for EdgeSense to detect button presses. That's right, these buttons here on the side of the phone are completely fake. HTC says that this move also helps maintain the phone's IP68 dust and water resistance rating, but it's also a feature that no other phone on the market currently has. The front of the device is a little bit bland and generic, but the hero color is a translucent blue, which gives you a peek at the phone's internals. And from the back, the phone is simply stunning to look at. Since this new phone is a lot bigger than last year's U11, HTC has implemented a handful of new features with EdgeSense 2.0, which make the device easier to use. The phone can now detect which hand it's being used in and can shrink the screen to size if you double tap the edge twice with your thumb. It can also lock the orientation of your phone based on how you're holding the device so that the screen doesn't auto-rotate while you're using your device while laying in bed. Of course, the short and long squeeze actions are still there as well, allowing you to change the specific settings or open up your favorite apps just by squeezing the edges of the device. When it comes to the camera, HTC is stepping back into the dual camera game, a trend that it actually started way back with the HTC Evo 3D and the HTC One M8. The main 12-megapixel sensor on the back sports an f1.75 lens, optical image stabilization, and electronic image stabilization. And then there's a 16-megapixel sensor that's paired with an f2.6 lens. As you might expect, you can take portrait-style photos and artificially blur the background, or simply use the second sensor to zoom in on your subject. But the main attraction, though, is the overall improvement to image quality. Thanks to HDR Boost 2, the phone performs even better than last year's model in low-light situations and daylight shots. And then there's the added laser autofocus, which allows the phone to focus even quicker and more accurately on subjects that are close to the phone. DxOMark has already released the results for the HTC U12 Plus and given it a score of 103, which is the second highest smartphone rating they've given. Having spent a few hours with the phone already, I can say that the images captured with this device are superb. But I will be doing my own side-by-side comparisons as soon as I have a review unit to show you how the U12 Plus stacks up against the competition. As for the other details, the 6-inch Quad HD Plus display is a Super LCD 6 panel and is protected with Gorilla Glass. The phone is powered by a Qualcomm Snapdragon 845 chip with 6 GB of RAM and 64 or 128 GB of storage. Up front, you get two 8-megapixel selfie cameras with 84-degree wide-angle lenses, which allow for portrait-style selfies and also enable Face Unlock. You can record 4K video with the main camera as well, at 60 frames per second, and there's also a 240 frames per second slow-motion mode, which records at 1080p. And since this is an HTC device we're talking about, the audio capabilities of the phone are quite good. You get boom sound speakers which sound incredibly well, and the device is high-res audio certified for playback and recording. And you also get HTC's U-Sonic noise-canceling headphones, which are tuned to the user's ear canals. Thanks to its 3,500 mAh battery, the phone should be able to last a full day. There's Quick Charge 4.0 support, but it only ships with a Quick Charge 3.0 charger, which can deliver a 50% charge in 30 minutes. Sadly though, HTC is still staying clear of wireless charging, which is really disappointing. My first impression of the HTC U12 Plus is quite positive. The spec sheet matches up with most other 2018 flagship devices. It does have a few unique features like the dual front-facing camera and enhanced audio capabilities, but I'm really not sure that the general public will really take notice of those. For me, what makes the U12 Plus special is its translucent back cover and the main camera. And also the fact that HTC is selling its plus-sized phone for a little bit cheaper than what most other devices in the category are going for. Well, at least in the US. HTC is listing the 64GB version for $799, while the 128GB version is selling for $50 more. HTC is already accepting pre-orders for the device, but the phone actually won't be shipping out until early June. I'm hoping to get my hands on an HTC U12 Plus review unit in the coming days, so make sure you subscribe to the channel if you want to see my full review, camera comparisons, and speed tests as soon as they're online. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.